Dear students, in the last class we discussed the operators and its types. Okay, so the last operator is conditional operator, or it is also called as ternary operator. Ternary operator. Okay, so based on the operands, there are three types of operators. First one is unary, second one is binary, third one is ternary. Unary means which operates only on the single operand. Binary means which operates on the minimum two operands. Here ternary means the name itself indicates three operators or three operands it is. Okay, so in ternary there will be only one operator, that is conditional operator. Conditional operator. Okay, so this conditional operator uses the one symbol, that is the question mark. Okay, syntax, here syntax indicates the general format for conditional operator. Here variable is equal to expression question mark value 1 colon value semicolon. So this is the syntax for conditional operator or ternary operator, okay, which uses the three operands. Here expression is nothing but the first operand, value 1 is the second operand and value 2 is the third operand. Okay, so conditional operator is nothing but the, so it is the alternative of if and else statement. For example, if you want to solve the largest of two numbers, if a is like this, if a is greater than b, next you have to print a is large, else b is large. If the number is positive or negative, okay, it is the alternative of if and else statement. For example, x is equal to a is greater than b, question mark a and b. Here a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 10. Instead of writing the if and else statements, just I can write one line, that is conditional operator. So see here, largest of two numbers. Here a value is 20 and b value is 10. 20 is greater than 10. If the condition is true, here value 1 is there. Value 1 is stored in this variable. It means that here a is stored in x. The x become 20. Suppose here 20 is greater than 100, the condition becomes false. It means the b value is stored in x. It means x is equal to 100. Okay, so it is the alternative of if and else statement. Instead of using the if and else statements, so directly you have to use the conditional operator. Here variable is equal to, you can, here variable is nothing but that is a storage variable. You can use any variable. Next you have to write the expression. So which expression you have to write? It means that you have to write any relational expression. It must be a comparison. So after that you can put one question mark. If the condition is true, value 1 will be executed. Here value 1 will be executed means it is stored in this variable. If the condition or expression is false, so here value 2 is executed. It means that it is stored in the variable. Okay, so this is ternary operator. In ternary there will be only one operator, that is conditional operator. The next topic is types of constants. Types of constants. So we already know the definition of constant. So in generally constant means it is fixed, it cannot be changed. Here constant means the value which does not change during the execution of the program. For example, if I define a is equal to 10 as a constant, so throughout the program the a value remains same. If you want to change the value of a, automatically it will generate an error message to the user. So that is nothing but the constant. Here types of constant means there are four types. So first one is integer constant. So second one is floating point constant or decimal constant. Third one is character constant. character constant. Fifth one is fourth one is string constant. String constant. So this constant can be classified into four types. First one is integer constant. For example, a is equal to 10. So this is the integer value. So if we want to define the integer value as a constant, means that is nothing but the integer constant. The number which does not have any fractional part. Then here a is equal to 10 as a constant in the program, means throughout the program the a value remains same. Suppose if I write a plus plus, means the system will generate error message to the user. Suppose in general if we consider the variable a is equal to 10, it is not a constant. But if I write the constant a is equal to 10 as a constant, means if I in the next line if I write a plus plus, means it will generate error message because a value cannot be changed. You are defining 10 as a constant value in your program that cannot be changed. So that's why it will generate error message to the user. Integer constant means the value or the integer value can be defined as a constant in the program. That is nothing but the integer constant. So here floating point constant means a is equal to 10.5. The value which consists of integer part as well as fractional part as a constant in the program, that is nothing but the floating point constant or decimal constant. Third one is character constant. Here character is equal to here. Character constant means, or simply you can define the character. Character means a single character that is enclosed within the single quotes. See here, a. Within the single quote, whatever you have to mention the character, that is nothing but the character. So here a is equal to single quote of yes, means this is the character constant. Suppose if I write single quote of 1, means again in generally 1 is a digit, but within the single quote if I mention 1, means again 1 is considered as a character. Okay, so whatever you have to mention within the single quote, that is nothing but the character. So that character can be defined as a constant in the program, that is nothing but the character constant. And don't write the two character in single quote. Suppose if I write two characters in a single quote, means it will generate error message to the user. The definition of the character is a single character enclosed within the single quote. That is nothing but the character. Last one is string constant. Here string is nothing but it is a collection of character. For example, a is equal to xyz. So within the double quote, whatever you have to mention, that is nothing but the string. Single character indicates the character. String means it is a collection of characters. It means that more than one character can be defined inside the double quotes. Okay, so there are four types of constants. First one is integer constant, second one is decimal or floating point constant, third one is character constant, last one is string constant. Next. Next is type conversion. Type conversion. Type conversion. Type conversion is nothing but the conversion of one format of data is converted to another format. For example, here a is equal to 10. Int a is equal to 10. So you know that already what is int. Int is nothing but it is used to store the integer value in the algorithm. So directly you have to define input of a comma b. It means that you can store any number. Either you have to store integer, or either you have to store the decimal value, or either you have to store the character. But in the programming language, so compulsory we have to determine which type of data you have to store in the particular variable. So that is nothing but the keyword, or that is nothing but the data types. Okay, here int a is equal to 10. Here type conversion is nothing but the conversion of one data type to another data type. For example, float. Here int a is equal to 10 is there. If I convert this 10 to decimal value, means its value is 10.00. It will take, because the decimal means 0.00 it will consider. Okay, the type conversion means the conversion of one data type to another data type is nothing but the type conversion. There are two types of conversions. First one is implicit conversion. Second one is explicit conversion. First one is implicit conversion and second one is explicit conversion. Here implicit conversion means it does not require any operator to convert from one data type to another data type. So here the source data type size is 2, here 4. The size of the integer, for example, if I want to enter any number, it requires some memory. So how much memory will require means one integer value requires 2 bytes. 2 bytes is equal to 16 bits it requires. In the same way, decimal value it requires 4 bytes. Character 1 byte. Okay. See here. Here the implicit conversion. So now we are converting integer to decimal value. Here integer value is 10. It can be stored as a decimal value as 10.00. Okay. So here the source size is 2, destination size is 4. If I want to convert from one data type to another data type, implicitly means, see here, directly I can write b is equal to a. See here, a value is 10, b value is nothing, empty. So here b is equal to a means a is stored in b. It means that b value is 10.00. Because here the data type, here the format of this b is decimal. Decimal can be represented as float. If I want to store the decimal value in the system, you can use the float or double. Here the source size is less than the destination size. So this type of conversion is nothing but the implicit conversion. For example, see here, another example I can take. Char means character a is equal to capital A. I already told that the size of the character is 1 byte. So integer b is equal to a. The destination size is 2 bytes. So directly a is stored in b. But now the question is, here it is character, how it is stored in integer? Here char a is equal to single quote of capital A is there. Then how it is stored as an integer? Because in keyboard, whatever the keys are there, whatever the keys are present on the keyboard, so all the keys have one unique number, that is nothing but the ASCII ASCII value. ASCII value. Here ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So this is the one committee. So they have to given one unique number for all the characters present on the keyboard. See here, char A is equal to capital A. Its ASCII value is 65. The characters starts from 65. Next continuation is there. Next capital B 66, capital Z 90. Here int b is equal to a means the 60. Its ASCII value is 65. 65 is stored in B. So implicit conversion means from small data type value to large data type. Okay, the conversion from one data type to another data type without any operator is called as implicit conversion. Another one is explicit conversion. Here explicit conversion means large to small. For example, float b is equal to 10.5. So here int a. Opposite. Here the source is 4. Here the destination is 2 bytes. It can be converted. A is equal to the data type int in the bracket of b. Here this is nothing but the typecasting operator. Typecasting operator. Typecasting operator. So within this operator we have to mention the format data type. Here float, here 10.5 is converted to integer. That's why I can write int bracket int of b. Here b is converted to integer and it is stored in a. Here the a value is 10, but the initial value of b is 10.5. So now it is 10. Okay, so this is the explicit conversion. Okay, so types of conversion, there are two types. First one is implicit, second one is explicit conversion. The next topic is shorthand operators. The next topic is assignment operator as well as shorthand operator. First one I take assignment operator. Here the assignment operator is nothing but the equal to operator. So in the operator we already studied the relation operator double equal to. The difference between single equal to and double equal to is, here double equal to is used for comparison. Here single equal to is for storage. Here assignment operator means, see here, a is equal to 10. Here 10 is assigned to a, or 10 is stored in a. See here difference. A double is equal to 10. Here 10 is not stored in a. Here a value 10 is there. It is compared with this one. Double equal to means comparison. Whatever the character, whatever the variable is there, that variable is compared with this one. That time we have to use the double equal to. Single equal to means storing or assigning the value. Okay. Next is shorthand operators. Shorthand or operator means it is simplest or shortcut form. For example, x plus is equal to 10. It is equal to x is equal to x plus of 10. See here. The shorthand operator is whatever you have to write the expression, so that can be written in shortcut form. So that's why it is called as shorthand operator. Shorthand. See here. X plus is equal to, see here, this is the storage variable x is equal to. After that again we have to use this complete operand plus operator, that is x plus 10. For example, x star 10 minus 5. How to write? First x as it is equal to x into 10 minus 5, like this. X divided by 5 is equal to x by 5. Okay, so whatever the operator is there before the equal to, so after equal to we can write operand plus operator completely and next as it is. Okay, so this is the shorthand operator. X modulus is equal to z. See here, x is equal to x mod of z. So these all are the examples of shorthand operators. Okay, in the next class, so we will discuss the structure of C++ program. It is very important. If you know the structure of program, then it is easy to write the program. So without knowing the structure, it is difficult to write the program. We will discuss in the next class. Thank you.